So most of the time when we think malnourished, we think about those kids in Africa. But in reality, we go through it too as well in America. There's definitely people that are hungry in America to begin with, but people that are capable of eating are still not eating enough. They're overstressed, they're overstimulated with, work or what have you. So before I get started, just remember, eating healthy does not mean eating less. I personally think a man should not eat below 1,500 calories. A woman should not eat below 1,200 calories. 1,200 calories is the lowest you should ever go. Let's say you're eating 2,000 calories. And you say, you know what, I'm listening to Shane, I'm just going to go straight down to 12,000 calories. When that happens, you're going to reach your plateau a lot faster. Your plateau a lot faster. Okay, you have to slowly, gradually work your way down to that point where or 1,200, 1,500, whatever it is, slowly, gradually. Okay, let me take 300 calories. Actually, let me start tracking my calories. Hey guys, feel free to subscribe and follow. And don't forget to share. Don't forget to share, please. All right, guys. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So we're gonna jump right into it. Shane again. Let's say I'm your partner in your journey when it comes to fitness and nutrition. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about. The main focus is going to be about muscle building, of course. Of course, you can't talk about muscle without talking about protein. So I originally was supposed to be a Q&A today, but I figure, you know what? Let's just do this instead, because I've been having a lot of clients more recently having a lot of questions when it comes to muscle. Mostly is what I'm eating, and it's back to that idea of eating less. I mean, eating healthy means eating less, but sometimes it's hard to believe because you're trained for such a long time to believe eating less is what you have to do, when in reality that's not the case. Alrighty, and it's not just me saying that, it's many literature has said it. Studies done have said it. When you eat less, just to go over this real quick, when you eat less, the reason why you hold on to the weight or you gain weight or whatever, you reach a plateau, is your body starts to get stressed. Okay, there's multiple kind of stress. Your body sees stress as only stress, but we see it as emotional stress, physical stress, meaning working out excessively, not eating enough, that is stress, eating too much, that is stress. So there's a lot of different stresses that of course, mental stress as well. But your body just sees it as stress. And when it sees that as stress, back to what we're talking about, not eating enough, your body will hold on to everything it can. And then you don't need your nails, you don't need your hair, you don't need all these you don't need your hormones, so your body, your estrogen, your body starts to pull from that stuff. And that's why people have low sex drive when they don't eat enough. That's why the hair starts thinning or falling out. That's why their nails are brittle. That's why the skin starts to lose elasticity. All these stuff starts to happen, and all these are signs that you're malnourished. So most of the time when we think malnourished, we think about those the kids in Africa, with the big bellies and everything. But in reality, we go through it too as well in America. I mean, there's definitely people that are, hungry in America to begin with, but people that are capable of eating are still not eating enough. They're overstressed, they're overstimulated with, work or, what have you. So it happens. So before I get started, just remember, eating less does not mean eating healthy, or eating healthy does not mean eating less, vice versa, whatever you want to say. All right, it's very, very important. I make sure people are aware of that. Okay, you define the midpoint. I personally think a man should not eat below 1,500 calories. A woman should not eat below 1,200 calories. 1,200 calories is the lowest you should ever go. I'm not saying that's where you should go, because say if you're not tracking your calories, you're just eating just to eat, you're overeating or whatever. Let's say you're eating 2,000 calories, and you say, you know what, I'm listening to Shane, I'm just going to go straight down to 12,000 calories. When that happens, you're going to reach your plateau a lot faster. Your plateau a lot faster. Okay, you have to slowly, gradually work your way down to that point where, or 1,200, 1,500, whatever it is, slowly, gradually. Okay, let me take 300 calories. Actually, let me start tracking my calories first. Then we take 300 calories off. We take another 300 until you get to where you want to get to, the lowest you can want to go. Okay, and just remember something too. The weekend's calories matters. Okay, so You can legitimately gain weight from Monday through Friday. Believe it or not, Monday through Friday, you're eating 1,200, 1,500 calories, whatever it is. You're in a diet phase, and then you have the weekend spree, and you either lose that deficit you had, or go into extreme surplus, or go into a surplus where you start gaining weight. You say, Shane, why am I not losing weight? That is the reason why. Okay, and it's usually, sometimes it could be, you just purposely doing it. It's having a cheat weekend, or even cheat days. But then other times when you can just you can that's my train of thought. But it's very, very important that you recognize that and keep track of that. Make sure you're not counting it. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, you can easily just watch what you eat and increase your activity level, and that you can actually see results from that, of course. But remember, if you really want to get to a certain, or if you reach that plateau and you're doing that, you should probably just check everything out, actually track it. I mean, or maybe you just need a diet break, meaning giving yourself 1 to 2 weeks off from just being in a diet, eating healthy still, but it's eating a little bit more than you were doing before, and then go back to a diet, or just track. I mean, honestly, if you really do everything to the T precisely, you can literally just have to, maybe on a Sunday or Wednesday, or both, Sunday and Wednesday, just kind of track what you're eating, or meal prep yourself and measure it all out or whatever. So you don't have to literally track every day. You just track Sunday, and then Wednesday. Or if you do make all your food for the week on Sunday, just do it then. I don't know. How do you know if you have money in the bank? You look at your numbers. It is what it is. I mean, it could be annoying, but there's certain things you have to do. Remember, you are what you eat. It's very important that you track certain things, and what you eat is one of them. How much you eat or how little you eat. Alrighty. So anyway, let's get to why building muscle. Why building muscle and maintaining muscle is key. Okay, so muscle, what is muscle? Muscle is tissue that's in your body, a skeletal muscle that's in your body that helps you move, pretty much. There's different kinds of muscle, but we're going to talk about, like I said, the skeletal muscles in the body. It's made of amino acids, the building blocks, and I'm not going to get onto that right now, at all, really. I just want to talk about really the importance of it. So for you to do anything, muscle is something that you have to have. For you to move, I should say, is something that you have to have. They're showing more and more evidence that the stronger your muscles are, I'm not saying you have to be Arnold, excuse me, the better your muscle health is the key to longevity. So it's hard for you to find somebody that stereotypical is older and having certain issues with anything, like balance, anything really, just getting up out of bed, those typical stereotypical things that older people usually go through, like breaking a hip and stuff like that. Because the thing is, the skeleton, your bones and your muscle are connected, of course. So the more you pull, the more you lift or you work out, resistance exercise in general, the more you do that, the bones actually get stronger. All right, so the more tension you're building, you're putting your muscles through, you can put that same tension onto your bones. And when that happens, that's when your bones get thicker and stronger. But of course, you need calcium and all these other stuff for that to actually happen. But it's just important for you to move, be active, and to prevent those stereotypical things from happening when it comes to getting older. I mean, you see there's a lot of these videos now where you see somebody that's older, like lifting weights, like they're deadlifting. Oh, I'm deadlifting so I can pick up a box off the ground. I'll pick up my grandchild or something like that. I'm shoulder pressing so I'll be able to reach for something, something in the top shelf or something. I'm doing this so I can do that, and do, all back and forth again and again. And it's true, and but that's what we have to do. I mean, realistically, muscle is essential for injury prevention, mobility, and maintaining a healthy weight. Okay, so the more muscle you have, the more healthy your weight is, most likely you're gonna be. Okay, so and I think that, I really think that when I say muscle, I feel like people saying, or if I say a woman, we have to put more muscle on you, they automatically think about Arnold. They think about this so stereotypical macho women and men walking around and all that kind of stuff, but that's not the case. Okay, that's not the case at all. Okay, and this is a podcast, and everything that I do with this is just for women, and I want you women to understand. I don't want you guys to continuously be programmed to think that women cannot have muscle. I mean, whatever amount of muscle you want, it's all subjective. When it comes to diet, exercise, it's all subjective. So all I want you to understand is don't be afraid of muscle. Don't think that muscle is just for men. And I hear it from a lot of people. She's too manly. Those kind of phrases. I don't want to look like a man. Shane and these stuff like the muscle does not mean masculinity, or that's not the same. Women have the ability to get muscle. That means you guys you should have muscle. I just want that to stop. I want that to stop, that idea. Just get out your head. Muscle is for everyone. It's not just for men. Okay? Your arms look too manly. Your legs look too manly. Oh, that's your preference. So, I understand that, you can have your preference, but just understand. Just get that out of your head. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go on. We're going to talk about protein real quick and take it from there when we talk about exercises and how to actually get the muscle. Okay. So yeah, like I said, protein protein comes from amino acids. Okay, those are building blocks for what is end results turns to muscle. No, sorry. Protein provides amino acids. Protein provides amino acids. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Protein provides amino acids that are the building blocks to muscle. Okay, so once you eat that protein, it could be vegan. I'm actually gonna go over some vegan and vegetarian options. But once you eat that protein, it gets broken down to amino acids, and amino acids until to turn to muscle. Okay, so we need that. It doesn't matter if you're just trying to maintain your weight, you're not working out, you just don't want to lose your muscle. And that's another thing you guys have to realize: the importance of consuming the proper amount, which we're going to get to when it comes to protein, a proper amount of protein. Fine, you don't want to work out, that's fine. But as you get older, your muscles actually fade away. You don't use it, you lose it. So to kind of prevent that, to a certain extent, you still have to go through it, muscle loss. Because the only thing that's going to stop you from losing muscle is actually, of course, eating protein and then also resistance training. But the only thing, so you're going to have to at least do that, so you don't lose so much muscle. Okay, if that makes sense. Okay, so make sure that you are well aware of that. So even if you're working out or not, having the proper amount of protein is important. I'm going to tell you how much protein, either were you working out or not working out, what you should be having. All right, so to get that muscle, once you're trying to put a muscle on, so we work out, we simulate that muscle growth. Then, when you eat is when you feed or you create that muscle, or you prevent that muscle loss that might happen and all that kind of stuff when you eat. And you eat your protein or what have you. Then when you sleep is actually when the protein is built, or recovered and all that kind of stuff. So it's all those three things, from working out, eating right, or eating the proper amount of protein, or really eating right, and then also sleeping. Like I said, sleep is when everything really happens. Okay, you initiate the change. You kind of you feed that change, and the change happens when you actually sleep. Alrighty. All right, so to really maximize everything, to really make sure that we're working out properly and taking really stimulating that muscle, you actually want to go through something called resistance training. So resistance training, pretty much you doing sit-ups. Well, sit-ups, yes, but I meant to say push-ups. You're doing push-ups, you're doing squats. I'm not saying anything about weights right now. I'm saying doing simple stuff like body weight exercise. You getting up out of a chair, that's resistance exercise. But eventually you get stronger, because right now, majority of you watching this right now, most likely can get out of the chair, no problem. But as you get older and not working out, that can be more difficult. But then also, if you are you put some weight on your shoulders, or you hold some weight in front of you or whatever, that can make it more challenging. Okay, so that's pretty much something called progressive overload, when you can do something, let's say you could do 10 push-ups or whatever. So to make it more difficult, you can just do 10 push-ups but have something on your back, or wear a weighted vest. That's progressive. You just kind of progressively overload the muscle. So as you keep doing it, you get stronger. Not right away, of course. You consistently do it. You can't suspect that's gonna be like that. You just do one session and you get stronger. No, it takes time. Your body gets used to it, and when it heals, it gets stronger, little bit by bit, little by little. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, so real quick, also, let me go to the amount. So doing this for a long time, if you're working out, let's say I want to say 4 or more times, really. If you're working out 4 or more times, okay, per week, I think 1 gram per pound is what you should be eating. But I try to even say 3 times a week, really. So it's be an easier thing to kind of remember, okay? there's like 1 gram per pound. All right, that's like a little rule that people have. But realistically, let's say you're not working out, or you're working out twice a week or whatever. I think 80% of your weight in grams of protein is fine. And there's all the topics, what the other demographic we're gonna talk about. But if you're working out on a consistent basis about 3 or more times, I think 1 gram per pound per body weight, or your body weight. But if it's like 2 times a week, or just not working out at all, I think 80% of your body weight should be more than enough. Okay, when it comes down to it, I just there's a lot of literature that says, maybe a little bit less is better, definitely not more. I mean, if you're really intensely working out, your workouts are extremely intense, like double sessions 2 times a day, 5 days a week, or whatever. I mean, two sessions a day for 5 days per week. Yes, you definitely need more. It's really all the subjective, but the 1 gram per pound rule is actually one of the best things to follow. Okay, that's if, like I said, you're working out 3 or more times per week. But you have to remember something too. Your muscles actually burn calories when you actually eat. Okay, so it's called the thermic effect of food. Protein, when you digest it, you actually, I don't know if you ever heard like the meat sweats or whatever, your body temperature actually increases a little bit, so your body can actually digest it. Okay, so carbs and fats that doesn't really happen. That does not say it doesn't really happen. That doesn't happen at all. All right, so if you're like I said, if you're not working out, or you're working out twice a week, 80% of your workouts, no, sorry, 80% of your weight in grams of protein. That's what you need. Okay, but if you're working out more, I'll say like 3 to 5 times per week, definitely your body weight in grams of protein. Like let's say I'm 195, so I should be getting 195 grams of protein per day. Even on days you don't work out, you still want to have that amount of because your body's still recovering from the previous day workout or whatever. So just to keep it consistent, there's no literature that says that, maybe on off days or whatever. No, just to keep it consistent. My recommendation is just to keep the protein where it is, and don't try to mess around with it too much, or maybe this day you're just going to confuse yourself, and you might have more chance of getting frustrated and slip up and not really do what you want to do. Okay, like I said though, understand protein is key to what you're trying to do. When it comes to working out, if you body 1 gram per pound of body weight, and then if you just doing twice or less per week of working, being active or whatever, then it's just about 80% of your body weight. All right, so there is a demographic that I have some clients that have done this, where when we talk about the gastric bypass and gastric sleeve, so pretty much what happens, your stomach is reduced. Okay, because of that, you cannot consume as much food as you possibly can. Now, if you have gone through this, it is very, very, very important that you even people that don't go through this, you definitely prioritize protein. All right, the first thing you eat should be protein. Whatever's on your plate, the first thing should be protein. I usually tell people in general, when you look at your plate, where's your protein? Okay, but for me, I feel like if you have gone through these surgeries, same concept. Where's your protein on your plate? Or what? Make sure there's protein on your plate, but you have to make sure you eat that protein first. In my opinion, when you have gone through the gastric sleeve, when you have gone through the gastric bypass, you want to make sure the first thing you eat on your plate is your protein. So by the time you might get full or something like that, okay, at least I have my protein already. Maybe the vegetables or whatever you can't fit in. Okay, I mean the sleeve is small, but then it bypasses, everything is smaller, and then it does stretch or what have you, but you don't want that. I definitely don't want that stretching to happen. So how much grams of protein should you have if you have gone through that? So same thing with if you don't have the sleeve, it really does vary. So let's say you're not working out, I personally would say about 60 to 80 grams of protein if you're not working out. But if you are working out, you should probably get close to 100, if not maybe more, because depending on how much you're working out, if you're just working out 3 days a week, maybe this 100 should be fine. 3 days a week, maybe this 100 grams should be fine. But if you're trying to do more, trying to really push it, you should probably up it even more to make sure you're preserving that muscle that you have and try to create that new muscle. I mean, but realistically, you cannot really create more muscle unless you're in a surplus, realistically. Okay, but let's focus on just trying to maintain that muscle that you have. If not, maybe add a little bit to it, but you really have to prioritize. Like I said, when you sit down and eat, that protein has to be the first damn thing you eat. The first thing, because I've seen many times, oh, Shane, I couldn't finish this or whatever, and they send me a picture of what they ate, and it's like, a little, right, they have a mixture of everything, but you should have ate the protein first. All right, so that's the only thing is when you come to having the not triple bypass, sorry, the gastric bypass or the surgery, the sleeve or anything like that, quality is going to be the most important thing. You can't focus on quantity, and then you're going to have to definitely have smaller meals. Definitely have to have smaller meals. Like I said, overall, in my opinion, I think 20% of your calories is what you should be having. So saying, like for me, I'm not saying this my numbers, but like say for me to lose, no, not to lose weight, but for me to maintain my weight or whatever, maintain my weight or whatever it is, I have to, it's 2,000 calories. So I got the surgery done or what have you. So for me to maintain my weight, eating 2,000 calories might be too much for me now. So do this 20% less. Shoot, I don't know what that is. I don't know what my phone is for my calculator, but 20% less than what you are aiming to get. Oh, and it's all about having your smaller meals. You might think that, Shane, that's a lot of calories, that's a lot of food, that's a lot of that. But if you break it up, then that's when meal prep is going to be way more crucial to you if you do have the gastric bypass or the sleeve or any type of bariatric surgery. Okay, because your main thing is preserving the muscle that you have. That's the main thing. And the fact that your calories, you're even more restricted when it comes to calories, it's gonna be more and more important that you actually you do eat right. You prioritize prioritize protein, and you making sure you get your workouts in. Okay. It's the thing is, I've worked with many more than a few clients that had surgery, and it's just, I know it could be very daunting and very for me to say we have to have 100 grams of protein, at minimum. If you're working out, at minimum 100 grams of protein. It might be kind of like, what, that's too much, but it's also, once again, I'm gonna say whatever protein requirement you're supposed to have, recommendation you're supposed to have or supposed to follow, that's every single day. Okay, anyway, so there's protein shakes, there's protein powders, protein bars, stuff like that you can easily have. There's different things like saying using yogurt. I tell people many times my favorite dessert or treat that I like to do is having yogurt, not gluten free, shoot, what do you call it? Greek yogurt, low fat, no, not low fat, plain Greek yogurt, and then I put some protein powder in there, mix that up with a vanilla flavor, and I mix it up, maybe put some blueberries in it, and that's it. And that right there, if I have 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 scoop, that's almost close to 50 grams of protein. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hard, in my opinion, but it's gonna take planning. It's just gonna take planning, and that's what you have to understand. It's just gonna take planning. Meal prep is gonna be more important than ever before. If you have the gastric bypass, if you have the gastric surgery, meal prepping is very, very important. But remember, you make sure you get that protein in. Okay, your lean meats, your eggs, dairy if you can tolerate it, tofu, legumes, those kind of things. Okay, and like I said, the smaller meals throughout the day. Okay, so let's go through I talk about protein now. Let's talk about oh my god, I've ate too much protein, I'm gonna have kidney disease or kidney this or whatever. It's not really, it's hard for that to actually happen. For health, you have to have something has to be already wrong with your kidneys for that to happen. Okay, something has to be really wrong. Like if you're diabetic and you're starting to show signs of kidney failure or whatever, you should probably not have. You should probably, all right. So if you're having diabetes, okay, or having any kind of kidney issues or whatever, that's the only time when kidney function or kidney disease could have potentially happened from a high protein diet, or or could make things worse. Okay, so it's the belief that, oh, I have too much protein is going to damage my kidneys. That is if you're healthy, you're fine, nothing's wrong with you. That's not going to happen. That is definitely not going to happen. So so another thing, just kind of get out your head. It's like I talked about, eating healthy, eating means eating less. Same thing with protein intake. I'm not saying you can have a large amount of protein and, I mean, not saying anything will happen to your kidneys. I'm not saying that's a good thing to do, because calories in, calories out anyway. So even if you eat large amounts of protein or whatever, and if you go way over your calories, you're still going to put on weight. If that's what your goal is, fine. But if not, your goal is not to put on weight, you probably should tone it down a little bit. Okay, and there's in a way that you can know if you're having kidney issues. I mean, you can't test yourself, but if they find protein in your urine, that means you having some problems with your kidney functions, and you probably should of course, the doctor, if the doctor's going to see that, definitely going to have some additional testing on you. But and once again, like I tell people many times, once a year, at least once a year, go get checked. Blood work, physical, go get checked. For women, of course, gynecologists, mammograms, all that stuff. Okay, go get checked, and know your family history as well. Because I made a mistake of not knowing my own family history. I mean, everything's fine, but just know your family history. Try your best to know your family history. All right, so let's move on to now vegans, vegetarians, and vegans. So, great protein sources. Lentils, beans are really, really good. The high in protein, high in fiber, complex carbs. Okay, so there's 1 cup of lentils can actually be 18 grams of protein. So the thing is, it's gonna be definitely tough to actually get, a high protein diet, being a vegetarian, well, maybe not a vegan, but being a vegetarian. I mean, maybe not a vegetarian, but maybe being a vegan. Okay, but it is possible. There's many people that have done it. I personally think it's gonna be very, 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 very expensive. My opinion. I might be wrong, but I know I'm not. But it's very, very important that you try your best. Do what you can. I mean, it's just gonna be so damn expensive, because it's all the stuff I've ever seen is just everything is just so expensive. Sorry about that. But anyway, the tofu is another option. Tempeh, edamame is another good thing you can use just to get that high protein. I mean, some people against soy-based products also. I mean, what I discussed this before when it comes, quinoa too as well. But when it comes to certainly vegetarian or vegan options, I'm starting to see more and more of them being highly processed. So just be mindful of that as well. If you're against processed foods like the Beyond Meats and what's the other one? Yeah, I think it's Beyond Meats, the only one I can think of right now. But just be mindful to know that some of this stuff might be processed, and it's processed because of, want to make sure it tastes somewhat good to what like a burger might taste like or whatever. So just be mindful of that. Okay, and I mean, it is, like I said, it is possible to be a vegan and put on muscle and all that kind of stuff, but it's tough. It's really tough, because I mean, being in the United States, it's like meat and more meat. I mean, there's more options, and the more vegetarians and more vegan restaurants, vegan options and everything. But like I said, most likely some of these things are gonna be kind of processed, right? So anyway, I don't know. But anyway, sorry about that again. So where was I? So there's a couple of things, like I kind of talked about, the progressive overload. Emphasize you need to do at least 2 to 3 times minimum of exercise. You want to make sure you challenge the muscle, prevent muscle atrophy. Okay, you really have to make sure that you not constantly, that's the wrong words, but continuously challenge the muscles 2 to 3 times a week overall. And if you want to get more specific, if you want to get one particular body part or muscle stronger, you want to do at least hit that muscle, like say the chest or the back, your legs or whatever, twice a week. Okay, that's twice a week. So you maybe could set it up where you have leg day, upper body day, leg day, upper body day on Thursday, like Monday be and or something, whatever you want to do. And then maybe Friday, see if you're doing 5 days a week, maybe on Friday you do like I don't know, maybe like a cardio day or something like that, or a hit day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So when it all comes down to it, it's just really does pushing that muscle. And I don't want to scare you off and say, oh, you want to just beat the crap out of the muscle. Kind of, but it's not really necessary. I mean, it kind of is if you really want to, like, you know, push yourself to get stronger, but it's a matter of just really challenging that muscle, getting that muscle fatigued, and then you, of course, you go through recovery by eating right and going to sleep and getting enough sleep or what have you. But you want to just go, I mean, there's some people out there that just want to get the crap beaten out of them when they work out, either with a trainer or by themselves. Okay, but making sure that you really consistently challenge the muscle. No, but maybe you can have, like, when I say challenge, maybe you could have like a day where you focus on, see how much weight, what's the maximum I can lift, like for 2 or 3 reps. Then the following week you do, okay, I'll just do volume, meaning you just do like 12 to 15 reps of something or your exercises. You know what I'm saying? But you just want to keep challenging the muscle. And, you know, of course, stretching. Make sure you stretch the muscle, because if you get wound too tight, the tight muscle's so tight or what have you, that's when certain bad things happen as well. So it's, you know, really challenging the muscle, being consistent with it, and that's one of the main things, the 2 main things when it comes to it. Actually, 3 recovery as well. All right, you want to challenge the muscle, be consistent with challenging the muscle, and then make sure you rest the muscle. Okay, having sleep and you know, stretching and having sleep and stuff. All right, so some other crucial points I want to talk about is this actually keep staying hydrated. So protein metabolism, or, you know, building muscle, requires actually a lot of water, hydrating your body. Okay, so you don't strain your kidneys. Okay, because you could overwork them, and, you know, things could happen. I'm not saying failure, kidney failure, but just for them to work optimally, for everything to work really properly. You know, hydrating your body is very, I mean, hydrating your body is really important. Okay, and the thing is, never neglecting carbs. I mean, I know people like to do the low carb diets and stuff like that, but just remember, like, if you're trying to actually, like, really seriously put on muscle mass, carbs is actually key, so you can have energy. Your body has energy to actually do what it needs to do to build that amount of muscle that you need. You need fuel for your workouts. If you have perfect example, like, say for instance, for me today, didn't feel as strong as I normally am. Yeah, yesterday I pretty much had I had low carb, not no carbs, but I had low carbs. And my workout was intense, and I was trying to do a lot of volume and everything. And it was just, eventually, I didn't feel that strong. And I couldn't do the same amount of reps that I normally can do because my carbs are low. Okay. So it's very important that you have you don't avoid carbs all the way. And you're going to have carbs anyway. If you have vegetables, you should have vegetables, because you need fiber, you know, because if you have a whole lot of protein and you can't really, like, push everything through, you're going to have a problem. Alrighty. And then you have your fats too. Fats is important. I don't know. Anyway, then there's also something to consider through supplementation, like using creatine for recovery. Creatine is really, so creatine is, thinking, if I'm not mistaken, I checked a couple of days ago, creatine is actually, you cannot find on a collegiate level, you're not supposed to take it. I don't know about the professional level, like sports wise I'm talking about, but normal people like you and I can take it. Okay, it helps with strength and helps with recovery. Okay, it's not, some people say, oh, I may lose my hair. What did they say? What else did they say? They said all these strange different things that could occur, but it's far and few between that actually happens. You know what I'm saying? So creatine is something that you actually could take as well to actually help with muscle development and maintaining your muscle. But you have to take a creatine every day. To cycling and all that kind of stuff. Just take it 5 grams a day. Okay, that's all you really need to do. There's pill forms, there's powder form. You can put the powder in your protein powder, protein shakes or whatever. All right, what else? Yeah, I mean, protein, that's something I do when I want to finish my workout. I take my creatine and my protein powder. Right. So just to kind of recap everything. Everything is really subjective. Like, it's how much muscle you want to have, and what you actually want to do, how much muscle you want to have is really up to you. Like I said, ladies, having having muscle is not bad. Having muscle is something that, you know, we all need to have. We want to be able to walk and have doing all these stuff you want to do when you get older. It's definitely important that you have muscle. Muscle is the key to longevity. It doesn't matter what you want to say. Okay, you can get Botox, you can get, you know, this stuff, you know, all these different kind of surgeries done. It won't matter if you don't have muscle. You can have the BBLs and implants, and I'm just being real, just being honest. But if you cannot stand up straight because you have no muscle, you're hunched over, you know, it kind of doesn't make sense. Muscle is important. For you to have muscle, you have to eat the right amount of protein. Okay, so focus on that. And when it comes to your workouts, make sure you're consistently challenging the muscle. Okay, make sure you're challenging the muscle, and make sure you're consistently doing it about 3 to 4 times per week. 3 to 4 times a week. And make sure you're consistently eating your and if, like I said, if you have a gastric sleeve or a gastric bypass, meal prep is going to be important. When you sit down and eat, you eat your protein first. Okay, majority of you guys are working out, so I don't have to talk about people that don't work out. So if you're working out, you want to have, roughly about your body weight in protein, body weight in grams of protein. If you have this gastric sleeve, okay, or gastric bypass, you want to have roughly about 80%, well, at minimum 100 grams. 100 grams. All right. But if you, depending on if you're intensely working out, you like really killing your workouts, you might have to get more for your body to kind of recover from what's been going on. All right, guys. So I hope all this makes sense to you. I really appreciate this. Really appreciate you tuning in and watching. Please feel free to share and, do everything. I just want to help people as much as I possibly can. Help you ladies as much as we possibly can. Just kind of get rid of these stereotypes when it comes to women, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to health. All right. So next week is going to be Q&A, and I hope to see you all there. Or I hope you guys watch and learn something. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. Educate. I want to educate as much as I possibly can. When it comes to my clients, when I have work with my clients, I educate them. I give them my plan to execute, and then I make sure I hold them accountable. I encourage them with accountability. That's what it's about. I can't do that with you necessarily, but at least I can educate you to make sure you make the right decisions when it comes to health and fitness. Alrighty, guys. All right, ladies. So I'll see you next week, and I hope you guys learned something. Okay. Any questions? Anything? Message me. I'm here to help. Alrighty. I think that's about it. Yeah. So ladies, have a good one. Are you ready to transform your health and wellness journey? At Condappa Strength, I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals through my 3 pillars for results. First, I educate, equipping you with essential knowledge to understand your body and its needs. Then I execute a tailored plan, ensuring every step is personalized to your unique lifestyle. Finally, I encourage, providing accountability and support every step of the way. Get ready to unlock your full potential and thrive in every aspect of your life. Visit me today and let's embark on this journey together. Check me out at condappastrength.com.